our objective was to get onto the third step of the podium today, and I think you've got to make a call out for poor old Dom and Jack, because they were doing a fantastic job at the front there, and to have that engine problem was a real shame. So they really deserve that. But it's racing, it's where we are. So my job was to try and keep that very quick Norma and get a bit of a gap to give Johnny a bit of breathing space, because when Bradley gets into that thing, he can be super, super quick, and he was at points. So it was just a question of, it was a very clean start. I think Dom kind of either timed it well or slightly caught me on the hop, but we all strung out pretty quickly, so it was a question of trying to hold on to those guys as far as possible, and then just get my head down and try and drive the car to the grip that it's got, and it changes that little beast sometimes, and we've made a couple of changes from quali this morning, which was probably a step backwards, so we've got some lessons to learn there, but then Johnny, to get in that car in the state he was in, and to keep Bradley behind, was fantastic, so a lot of credit to Johnny.
Yeah, I mean, like Bon said, I think he did a phenomenal job, to be fair. The way the car was when I got in, it was horrific, absolutely horrific, and so we were nowhere near the times we were doing. I was pushing much harder than yesterday because I knew I had Bradley coming, and I knew he would come. I worked it out what he would caught me yesterday. He caught me, he pulled away from me yesterday about 15 seconds, and so I knew with a 11-second gap, I thought he would be all over me by the end. So pushing like crazy, and he was catching me quickly. But then I managed to sort of get a bit of a rhythm into the mid 55s, which are 45s, which is about as quick as I could manage, and that was really, really taking risks. And that seemed to stabilise the gap a little bit. So he was only catching me sort of between half a second and a second a lap. I say only, just shows you. And then got it. So he got within about 7 or 8 seconds. I managed to eke it out to about 9, and the last 2 laps I just cruised it. So I knew we had it covered, and really feel sorry for Jack and Dom, because I believe that they probably would have won that race. I think they were leading when it conked out. That's what I hear. So that's gutting, absolutely gutting, to be able to miss out on a win like that. So I feel really bad for them. But Bon, fantastic finish, and obviously more points in the championship. And we're not here for the next one. We're going to go and do the Barcelona 24 hours. So. It means that maybe we'll come back for the last one and still be in third place in the championship. Leaps and bounds, and like we were talking about the other day, this car is very temperamental. I mean, even Ligier themselves say there's a very narrow window of performance in the car, set-up window, and when you're outside that window, you can struggle a little bit. And whether I should say that live, I don't know, but it's the truth. And so for Bon, sometimes when we're in that situation, it's really tough for someone with his limited experience, but he's learning massively. And in actual fact, in situations like that, you learn much more than you would in a car that's just easy to drive, and you can do what you want with it, and it's super forgiving. So in some ways, he said to me the other day, he feels like he's taking his medicine when he drives it, and that's probably not far from the truth, but it just shows you when he gets in like the Aston Martin GT4 at Le Mans, and how he can just go out there and be quicker than people like Martin Brundle. Now I'm not saying that Martin didn't have a problem with the car or whatever, but it just shows you to go and win his class at Le Mans like that just shows you how far he's come in the last 2 years, and this car is helping improve him dramatically.